live video has started. Yes. Okay, so we are going to add some bling to our vases, and a good time to add bling is is to say you made a mistake. You know, like, dude, I made a mistake. Okay, so this vase, which I painted the last few days, if you look at the last videos, you can see I had some drippings from the spray. So it had to have a finish on it in order to get the paint to adhere to the glass. Otherwise it will start to chip off, especially with water. So I use this clear glaze, and you should spray a thin coat all the way around, You want it to be thin so that it doesn't drip, thin enough so you usually just get one pass, so that it doesn't drip, because you can kind of see there's a little bit of a drip going on in there, and that's not any good. And then I got some little thickness on the drip, and I couldn't help myself, and so I went ahead and flicked those little drips off. Hey everyone, how's it going? Yeah, just adding some bling to our vases, and you'll notice that I got a boo-boo. You can see the drip when I added the acrylic spray, which is right here. I only get one coat around. You want to make sure it gets thick enough to cover the vase, but not so thick that it starts a dripping process, which it ended up in 3 dry drips right there, and I just picked them off and thought, well, it's still a good vase. I'm going to add some bling to it. And you can look at the one we did 2 the other day, and this is the other one, and it turned out absolutely gorgeous. You can see all the gold in there, and the gold really kind of gives it that ta-da look, you know, hey, I am from Saks Fifth Avenue, you know, as a Mother's Day gift. And you can also do just your regular flowers, which we did in another video. And the reason why I'm showing you this is because, can you see we started with a pattern on the flowers? We started with a simple brush strokes in the background, in the foreground. We went all the way around the vase, and then we did another pattern with the red flowers all the way around the vase. When you create a pattern, it creates a little bit of unity. Now we went around the vase this way, then on the last patterns we went up. It adds interest when you can add across and up horizontal vertical lines. So I'm going to use this a pattern in order to add my bling to the vase. Okay, now I most importantly want to get rid of my 3 little boo-boos right there, the little dried droplets of the acrylic spray. So I want to start the pattern there so that those don't show up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have some pre-mixed gold paint right here, and I'm going to put it right here on the plate so that you can see the mixture. Now also, have already pre-mixed gold. It has a little tiny bit of Floetrol in it. I am going to add some bling. This glitter stuff that you have in the back of the cupboard that you always wondered, where am I going to use glitter? I know I bought it because I like it and it's pretty. So we'll just add some, because bling always has some glitter in it. And I'm adding it right to the paint, and I probably shouldn't do that. I should put it on the side, but well, that's okay. And I'm going to mix it right in with the paint. What the heck was that piece of the vase? Okay, so I'm mixing it so that it sits inside the paint. So I've added glitter to the gold because we're adding bling, and bling is a good thing. Okay, now we're going to start in the center of the blobs, right there, that first center blob, not getting super specific. And then I'm going to add sort of a flower pattern around it. So there's my first bling. Then I'm going to add another one, start with a dot, and then the petals around it. It's just a simple pattern, not totally exactly going to go up and down, start with a dot, and then 4 simple little teeny tiny blends. Just make it super easy, simple little bling. I have no idea what this is going to look like once it's dry, but since we're all just going to test drive it out, we'll just see how it goes, and then we'll figure it out, and then we'll know, can we add bling to our vases? after they've been sprayed, because I'll probably have to spray it again. So on each one of your patterns, you want to start off with the dot, so you have something to work around. Super easy to start with the pattern. Dot in the center, then put it on 4 corners. These usually end up looking like little almonds. Okay, so there's our first part of our pattern, of our design. Let's go ahead and add a little bit more to it by adding maybe just a little swoopy line that goes up, and then one goes under, one goes up, and one goes under, and one goes up. And then we'll add maybe another one down here. Now I'm totally just making this up as I go, little dots. All I'm trying to do in order to help add unity and super coolness is a complete pattern, some pattern. Okay, now let's add another dot up above that, trying to still be able to see the background of the pour that's already dried. You totally don't have to do this. I could have easily done this in white and it would look really, really pretty. Now we have a vase that has simple little bling. Now those will dry and turn bright gold, just like the gold in there. And that's just to cover up any boo-boos that you may have had in the paint, or there's an area you don't like. Don't worry, it's not all lost. You can cover over it. Remember, it's paint. It can be played with, added to. Now, if I totally didn't like that, I could take the whole thing and wipe it off. Just a little wet rag and wipe that whole thing off. Start fresh again and do it again and again and again. Okay, so that was our 5-minute spew on adding bling to your vase, mostly because you needed to cover something up and make it look all better.